Hey guys, what's going on? So here's the game plan for trading earnings season. I would call it the Super Bowl week of trading. The earnings reports starting with Monday, the 29th of January, 2024, and in the week on February the 2nd, 2024, guys. Ton of companies are reporting. And so these are the trades right here on the list that we are considering. It doesn't mean we're going to be taking every trade, guys. We're going to be observing some conditions on some of these trades. Got a really clear idea about how to trade some of these sectors. But this week we've got more technology stocks. On Thursday, we get quite a bit of the industrial stocks, which could be a sector that will actually put the most amount of money in your pocket. So most of the people, however, Thursday will be focused on trading the big stocks like the Amazon and the Apple and Facebook. And I think one of the greatest trades is going to be this one, DECK, Decker Outdoors, guys. Huge move possible in this stock right here. Now, normally on Friday, we don't get a ton of earnings reports, but this Friday is definite exception. REGN, that's a high flyer, $900 stock. Potentially could go above 1,000. Potentially could have a huge drop. I think I will be posting a separate video on REGN the night before the earnings report, so you guys could trade it before and after the earnings report. We're going to show you the levels and everything on that stock, guys. But huge moves are expected in a lot of these names. Monday morning, not a whole lot going on, but guys, tonight at 6 p.m., I'm recording this on the 28th of January. Could be wild moves in oil and gold. So we've got a 24x trade on oil on Friday. Just make sure you have your account set up to trade options on oil, gold futures, corn futures, all of this stuff, guys. Don't limit yourself as a trader because, hey, it's a difference. You start trading tonight at 6 p.m. on the futures. You get your count from 5K to 10K. You go into some of these earnings reports like F5, FFIV, guys. This is a long-time favorite of ours here at 13 Market Moves because this one right here, guys, has the ability to move and make quick reversals in the opposite direction. So TRO is very much in play when FFFI reports the earnings. So we're going to be definitely watching FFIV Monday night, guys, and we're definitely going to be trading it on Tuesday morning. Whirlpool, WHR, guys, it just seems like every report it has, it's just this stock is moving. Every report, I mean, it gaps down, gaps up. I mean, when we talk about trading directional options, this is it. Don't miss trading these two. We're definitely going to be putting trades together on this. Not so much on Pfizer, but we're going to be watching Pfizer. Got an easy play on UPS, guys. A lot of stocks have been showing signs of a top in the transport sector. We already know FedEx, horrible earnings. But here's the crazy part. Despite a Federal Express horrible earnings report, it was towards the end of December 2023. So UPS is actually reporting like almost a month after we've had this horrific report with Federal Express. And so FedEx, for those of you that don't know, it tanked huge in that report, mainly because it had really poor projections going forward. So for those of you just trying to study the idea of trading earnings reports, guys, it's very simple. There's three things that Wall Street is paying attention to when the company reports earnings. Okay, the most important number is the forward-looking projection. Instead of paying attention just what the company says about this quarter that they report in the numbers about, such as their earnings per share, sure, that's important. But for example, if you're talking about a technology company, which would be the main reason Wall Street buys those is because of the growth story. So when we're talking about a technology company, Wall Street is going to pay more attention to the revenue number rather than the earnings per share number. Okay, so some companies in the tech sector could be losing their ass and the stock will be just flying to the fucking moon, and you're gonna be sitting there wondering, well, what the fuck? They just lost all this money. How can the stock be moving higher? It's because Wall Street gives a shit about the revenue number. But if we're to say, okay, what is the most number out of the three? Okay, well, it's not the earnings per share, as we just pointed out, especially depending on which sector. It's not going to be the revenue number that the company is reporting now. It is going to be the forward-looking guidance. Basically, the company is going to say, okay, well, this is how we've done now. And so Wall Street and stock market, they don't necessarily move off how something did now. What they care more about is what's going to be happening in the future. So the most important data criteria, or the most important stuff to tune in when you trade these earnings reports, is to get an idea, okay, is the forward-looking guidance good? And so most of the companies, they will provide guidance. There's a few companies that stay away and they don't provide guidance, but majority, 99% of companies will provide a guidance number. So considering that Federal Express had very poor guidance going into further thing, one of the craziest things happens when Federal Express gaps down, drops in a major way. Well, UPS doesn't do anything. Well, how can a company basically does the same thing, same sector, same everything, not respond to this horrific report from FedEx? I think this is an easy short, guys. So, guys, these are some generalizations that I'm going through slightly through a couple of ticker symbols here. But don't miss the next few videos where I'm actually going to be showing you the charts. But right now, we're just going through the overall outlook. So, UPS could be a huge one on the put side. So, let's try to maybe mark this as we go. So, UPS on the put side. Now, when I say the put side, it doesn't necessarily mean that, for example, UPS earnings happen. It doesn't necessarily mean that first the stock cannot go higher, right? Remember, these are going to be your most profitable trades when a stock, after the earnings report, makes an irrational move, or what we call a first reaction move, and some of them will be to the upside just before the stock does this. So, we're saying puts, it does not mean that when you're going to be looking at the first reaction to the earnings report, it does not mean that the stock could not be moving higher. Okay, so understand that. And guys, if you want to grasp, get a more detailed grasp on exactly like which level we're going to be trading UPS and which level we're going to be jumping, when we actually go and pulling the trigger on the trade, the easiest way to do it is trade it with a coach. And you can go to 13marketmoves.com, 13mmtv.com, click the big orange button and sign up to trade this specifics with a trading coach here at 13 Market Moves, guys. So this is definitely the one we're going to be trading, UPS, okay? Something to reflect on from the recent history. PHM is Pulte Homes. We have nailed a colossal trade ahead of the earnings report on its competitor, which is DHI, DH Horton. We have a number of home building stocks that are announcing earning reports, and there's no reason to believe that some of these companies like PHM, where else, MTH, there's another home builder right here. There's no reason to believe that PHM or MTH are not going to repeat the trajectory of DHI, which was basically straight shot lower. Okay, these two we're just watching right here, DHR, GM, we're not necessarily trading them. AMD, guys, is this could be an interesting one because it's already begun the rollover to the downside. The whole Wall Street overall appears to be bullish on these semiconductor stocks, and clearly after Intel report, right, INTC reports really poor guidance, and the stock just tanks and brings a lot of these stack names on Friday much lower. INTC, which would be a competitor to AMD. So considering how poorly INTC has done, it did impact AMD stock after it briefly hits 180s on Friday, but it finishes nowhere near that, 175, 176, guys. So the question is, INTC poor numbers Are they going to be a contribution to AMD doing well because INTC is losing market share to AMD on consistent basis now? So could this actually be a good thing for AMD, or in reality, could we get the exact opposite reaction? Could this be a warning sign that AMD has been overhyped, and any indication of weakness in AMD could definitely take this thing substantially lower? So we're leaning towards the latter in this particular case. As you know, we got a very bearish outlook on the semiconductor stocks as far as their next move and where they go from here. They're all still trading at all-time highs. LRCX, not INTC, SMCI. We've got a ton of ASML, Broadcom, AVGO. You got a ton of companies that are in the same sector with AMD that are all-time highs, and they've set a higher low over the last couple of trading days, which is not a bullish thing. So on the bounce, we're definitely looking to short these things, guys. Now, I would save the craziest trade for a separate video on how to trade Microsoft earnings. And guys, you'd be shocked. It's actually not trading Microsoft, which, by the way, I think Microsoft represents one of the easiest trades you can nail. Keep a radar on us posting a video on Tuesday before the earnings report is going to come out on Microsoft. I'm going to offer you a specific layout on how we would trade Microsoft before the earnings report and after the earnings report. But more importantly, there is a trade which is based on Microsoft report, which is going to come out right after 4 p.m. And for those of you that have never traded after hours, guys, you could be missing one of the greatest reaction to Microsoft report. So we're going to be trading something else between the hours of 4 and 4:15. We're going to be trading an instrument that you can trade after market is closed with options. And if you want to know what that is, there is a trade that can go exponentially higher. In this 15 minutes between 4 and 4:15 p.m., there is a possibility of catching a 20x trade. And I would say the probability of getting that trade correctly is 99%. So if you want a good shot at a 20xer with a 99% probability, schedule a call with the 13 Market Moves coach, and he or she will walk you through the trade, guys. Now, Skyworks, guys, that is another one that we're considering on the short side simply because you know our posture on Apple. Apple is going to get hit. Apple is going to be reporting Thursday after hours, and that is a definite short to us. We don't have to think twice. The only thing is we're going to be split in the position. We're going to be shorting Apple ahead of the earnings. We're going to be shorting Apple after the earnings. And the most important thing to do is not to go all in shorting Apple before the earnings report, because, again, the most predominant move in the market right now is a move to, which basically first something pumps and then it sells off. So there's always a slight probability that instead of Apple just directly gapping down, they could make one last bounce before a complete sell-off. So for that reason, you want to manage your position. You want to split the expirations. You want to split the strikes. You want to split the amounts of money you put in around the trade before and after the earnings report. And if you want to know all the details about this trade, guys, you definitely want to call in by going to 13mmtv.com, clicking the big orange button. Talk to us about this trade today, because the move in Apple could begin as early as tomorrow, Monday, the 29th. So you don't necessarily want to be waiting till Thursday to be getting into this trade. So Skyworks, who's a supplier for Apple, considering that we're highly bearish on Apple, we think that Skyworks is going down. Google, we try to stay out of this one. The way the options are priced doesn't really point to a huge trade in either direction as far as your percentage return. So the best way to trade Google, and the way we will trade Google, is we're going to wait till the earnings report come out, and we're going to trade it on Wednesday morning. Electronic Arts, time from time, it makes a huge move. But this one, it could move a lot, it could move very little. So I think I'm gonna be watching this one a little bit closer. The way the behavioral pattern is gonna be developing going into the earnings report. So if they run it higher, going into the report, there is a probability of a sell-off on that one because the expectations, they're just overwhelming. Now, Boeing, guys, this was on our top 10 shortlist for 2024. The stock is down from 260 when we shorted it. The video is posted on the first trading day of this year. You can go watch the video about the other 9 stocks that are on our top 10 shortlist this year. This is an interesting one, Lennox International. I've got a very interesting strategy on how to trade this one. GPI, it's Group 1 Automotive. And Group 1 Automotive, guys, that could be a big one. That could be a big one simply because if you just pay close attention, so DHY, housing and automotive, in our book, they're related, okay? And so if DHI can drop off all-time highs when the chart is looking just supremely bullish, I won't rule out a fact that all the automotive sales stocks could repeat what DHI has done. But before we even go into that report, right, we'll have some more data from PHM. So now we're gonna have that report, and the reaction to that report, we could actually confirm whether what happened to DHI stock is abnormal or whether that is going to be the trend throughout this earnings season. And if we get confirmation on PHM, then GPI is a definite short. ADP is a good stock to trade around earnings. Beware of some powerful reactions and reversals in the stock the morning after the earnings report. It normally does report pre-market, so I'll keep close attention to this one. Thermo Fisher hasn't made a big move in a while. Could there be a big one brewing here? We're going to be watching it closely. MKTX, no huge moves, but depending on the pricing of options, this could be a good trade. ROP Technologies, not a whole lot that we're watching on this stock, but if it's going to gap up, we're looking for a short on that one. Qualcomm, QRVO, guys, all of this semiconductor related stocks. I think by the time they report, we're going to get a ruling on the technology sector based off Google and Microsoft and Skyworks. So we'll be making the decisions on the way we would enter these trades after some of these bigger names are going to be reporting on Tuesday night. LSTR, ALGN, been in the doghouse for a while. The stock's down over the last couple of years from almost $700 to trading back in the 200s. My goodness, how many trades have we taken in this one where the stock continuously just gaps down after the earnings report? This could be an interesting trade right here, guys. Some of the other stocks also looking interesting right here. LSTR. Big day on Thursday morning. And clearly, guys, for those of you that are watching the markets, don't forget, 2 o'clock Fed Wednesday, okay? This could be a big market moving event. Why? Well, because, well, shit, people were pricing 6, 7 rate cuts just 2 weeks ago. Considering we have this fake GDP of 3.3%. Whoa. What would be the reason then to cut the fucking rates? What would be the reason if the economy is so great and everything's so fucking great? What would be the reason to cut the rates? I think a lot of people are going to be let down if Fed is going to say, hey, we're just going to hold off. We don't know. Maybe you're not going to cut the rates at all this year. Why? Everything is Goldilocks. So if it's Goldilocks, what is the case for cutting rates? So huge market moving event potentially Wednesday, traded with 13 market moves between the hours of 2 and 4:15 p.m. guys. This could be a huge trade right here. But don't go trading SPY puts or something in the expectation of some crazy announcement at 2 or 2:30. The best time really to trade this would be at 2:30. 5 p.m. This is where you could actually get a humongous move in the movement of the markets overall. So 2:35 p.m. Trade that with a Thursday market moves coach. Industrials, guys. Industrials. There has not been a positive report as far as all the regional reports that we're getting on manufacturing PMI, right? It started with me pointing out a few reports and a miss on PMI we've had in December. But since then, okay, we've had Empire State, just a colossal miss. The market was expected -11, we get a -44. We got Chicago, that's also in the minus, a huge miss in Chicago. Since then we had Kansas manufacturing index. They're all minus, guys. They're all negative. And so the crazy part is the expectations are negative, but they're beating those negative expectations by far. So the bad expectations for manufacturing sector is not bearish enough. Every report from every regional manufacturing PMI that we're getting is a lot worse than the market is expected. However, some of these stocks are still trading close to their highest levels in a while, so could be a huge opportunity. If I was to favor any particular sector to trade it this week, that'd be the industrials, because huge moves. The stocks are trading at a very high elevated level. Again, clear data, which the market has ignored for months now. And this could be a climax in the stocks right before a crazy collapse. Now, we're going to stay away from Amazon. Guys, we used to trade Amazon quite a bit, some killer trades on that, but we're not trading anymore. The volatility just, okay, so if it's going to move plus $10, okay, what are you going to make? You ain't going to make shit. But there's some other trades that we could partake on a Thursday that are not actually even here on this list because they're not earnings related, because they are correlation top trades, and that calls for an entire separate video. Now, Meta, something you should know about Meta is the fact that the stock finally gets to a level that was trading 2 years ago, just shy of 400, and that is a dangerous level for Meta. And considering that it has a history, like out of all these big names, right? Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, it is Meta that I would short, and clearly it's got the highest bullish sentiment. But what also is true that it is right now the most owned company out of the Magnificent Seven, out of all these big tech companies. There's not a fund in the country. There is not a hedge fund. There is not a retirement institution that owns, that doesn't own Meta. So if you look back in the history of Facebook, basically that's the one big cap company that has done humongous drops. Because everything looks good with the company. The next thing, it'll surprise you with something the market entirely does not expect. So if I was to pick one that I would trade out of all this stuff here, before the earnings and after, I would go with this one. Clearly, you know our stance on Apple already, and this could be a huge trade on deck orders. Guys, Friday, intense Friday, okay? And this is probably, okay, don't miss Friday. I mean, there's a ton of opportunity every day here for the next 5 days. That's why I call it the Super Bowl of trading, because you got Fed, you got all of these cool companies that can move a lot, creating this vibrant opportunity for you, for the options pricing to move in a way we haven't seen options move in a long fucking time. But you also got some really cool companies announcing on Friday, and we're getting a job report at 8:30 that could also be a huge market moving event. So guys, this week is the Super Bowl of trading. Don't miss it. Trade it with 13 market moves. Don't miss the next few videos I'm going to be posting, specifically breaking down the charts on some of these things. But if I was to begin the week, guys, I would begin it with trading tonight at 6 p.m. Because again, a trader that starts, let's say, trading with 13 market moves with 5K, by tomorrow you could be at 10K partaking on some of these phenomenal trades, which is going to be FFIV, WHR. By the time you're all into this potential 20xer on Tuesday night, guys, you start tonight on a Sunday trading like oil futures and gold futures with us, okay, on this one. But by the time you're here on these FFIV trades and some of these trades right here, you can go from 5 So let's say by to 10 tonight, you can go to 20K before you go in here. And you catch this 20Xer right here that I explained, this 15 minutes that can make you 20X, but you're going in instead of 5K, you're going into 20K with this trade, guys. It's history. You're at 400K before the Federal Reserve even announces its decision. And this could be a colossal trade. That's before we're going into potential crash in industrials and some of these magnificent shorting opportunities on some of these magnificent 7. And to top it up, Friday, the job report, guys, there is a chance if you start trading with 13 market moves tonight. Okay, I'm not talking any crazy numbers. 5 to 10K. If you traded with the 13 market moves coach, you could actually be hearing next Saturday someone recording the video how they went from 5 to 10K with 13 market moves to 1 million by the time the market closes on Friday. So a week ago, Super Bowl that begins tonight on the 28th. 6 p.m. is when we begin trading futures, options on futures with 13 market move system, guys. So don't miss it. Begin today. A day makes a huge difference. Some of you will be going into tomorrow already doubling your account, and that makes a huge difference in the way the numbers will compile over this week. So escape the bullshit $500 trade here, $1,000 trade here. Do it with 13 market moves. There is a chance at a 50x trade in one of these setups right here. I don't want you guys to miss it, but you got to start now. So it is Sunday, okay? Stop fucking around. Start looking at the charts. Get in touch with the coach. Prepare, guys. You don't win fucking Super Bowls without preparation, okay? Preparation, dedication, okay? Fucking being shown. That's what get the shit done. Getting an edge, getting a little edge over the other team. The team we're playing is the fucking market and a lot of events that are taking place, okay? You beat it by going there with a solid plan, executing the plan. Most of you are going to go into this trading week without a plan, without fucking nothing. Guess what's going to happen? The market will beat the fuck out of you. And you actually have a chance to turn this around right now, Sunday, the 28th, by scheduling a coaching call with a coach here. Who is trading on a Sunday, guys? I'm telling you who trades on a Sunday. Somebody that is dedicated at beating the market. And this is the week where the market could be beaten if you trade with 13 market moves. So if you've been on a search, how do you beat the market? This is your answer. This is the answer you have been waiting for. So enough of mediocre bullshit trades, 500 here, 1,500 here. You come to 13 market moves and you go 50x, 100x this week on multiple trades, earnings trades, Federal Reserve trades, job report related trades, the correlation type trades, multiple sector reporting. Guys, these trades are here. Plan and execute. And do it with 13 market moves will prepare you to do substantially better this week than you would do otherwise on your own. So let's roll. Get it done. Call us now if you accept this $1 million challenge. Let's roll.